Hello, everyone, and I'm really excited to tell you that I just built a very first AI agent, which actually helped me to fix the biggest problem I have been facing in a software development life cycle in last 19 years. And I have to struggle with the same problem in each and every software project that is related to the lower test coverage, which often leads to an unexpected bug in our production. So why does it happen? Based on my experience, I found that there are three major reasons, but there can be many more. But this is what based on my experience. The first one is whenever we make the changes to our application, it could be adding a new feature, it could be enhancing an existing feature, or if we are just fixing a bug, then we unintentionally introduce some lines of code which are not being covered by our test. And we most of the time have an automated way to do the testing or some manual tester which does the testing for us. But there is always a risk to have uncovered lines of code, which often leads to a production bug. The second reason, tight deadline. We all are very much aware that we always work in a very tight deadline that always leads to incomplete test suites, right? The third one is not last but the least is we always miss edge cases and the boundary cases, right? So these are the three major cases, right? That is where I thought that probably we can build AI agent. What that AI agent gonna does is you can see on my screen, whenever there would be any changes to the repo, what this AI agent gonna do is it's going to clone the repo, as you can see with the very first button. Then it is going to run the coverage. When you run the coverage, you can see the coverage report at the bottom, which will tell you, okay, in this clone repo, which package and which particular file is having a missing line of code based on the existing test cases which we have. So what this information tells us, okay, there are 4 lines of code which are not being tested by the existing code. Similarly, we have these lines of code, right? Then the next thing which this workflow, this agent does is it runs the workflow. And what's that workflow does is it asks LLM a question by taking the missing line of code with the proper context, right? To the LLMs, please create the test case for this missing line of code. Then LLM generate the response. We extract that response and we formatted our parts in a way which can be run, with the Python interpreter. Right now, it's just supporting a Python programming language, but definitely I will be enhancing that for the other programming language as well. So once we have a new test cases, then what this workflow does is this workflow actually runs that. And if that test case fails, then again, it goes back to the LLM by saying that with the proper context, this is the test cases you shared with me. This is the failure I am getting. Could you please fix for me? Again, LLM will provide some response. Again, it will parse, fine tune, clean up the response, get the Python code and run it. And this loop will continue until or unless all the newly added test cases fail scenarios are fixed. Once that happens, then it is going to push the code, push the latest test to the repo, create the MR, and eventually it is going to review that. Reviewing and create the MR is the thing which I have not yet built, but that is something I will be integrating within a workflow, right? So that has been done. Now I am working on, there are one issue where it seems to me that whatever the test code whatever the newly test related codes I'm getting is failing. So I'm just trying to fix that. And once that is done, then probably I will just create another video where I will be showing all these things in real-time action, where we will be just starting from a repo to see what happens once entire workflow runs, whether the newly test cases which we extracted with the help of LLMs, right, is getting pushed to the repo or not, whether we are able to achieve the 100% coverage or not without even writing any code by myself, right? So this is the power of the AI LLM models, right? And another thing which I want to highlight here, whatever web UI you are seeing and whatever the code behind running this AI agent, I haven't write a single line of code myself. All I did is just keep asking a relevant question. First, I just create the use case, what precisely I want to achieve. And then I just keep asking the question to the different LLMs. So I use Llama, Claude AI, DeepSeek R1, ChatGPT, Gemini, Quinn 2.5 Coder. These 6 major LLMs I used, to just create this application. And inside the workflow, I'm heavily using a DeepSeek R1 and the Quinn 2.5 Coder. And that is something which I will be sharing with you in the next video, where I will be having a running demo for this entire end-to-end AI agent. Thanks for watching this. And as always, stay healthy, keep learning, and be curious to learn the new things. And I just wanted to ask one question before I just, wrap up this video. Would you trust an AI can boost your test coverage and give you the confidence that there would be a lesser number of production going forward once we have the proper AI agents built? Let me know in the comment section what's your thought. And the other question which I want you to ask is, would you automate anything or any problem which you face? Would you like to use AI tools framework to create a solution, either by creating an AI agent or the AI workflow? Again, let me know in the comment section. And as always, stay healthy and keep learning.